Okay, so here we are at our campsite about 30 minutes south of New Orleans. The tent's down, and we are just about ready to go. There's Maynard panting, Stella panting back there. They're ready for me to turn on the AC, but let's get the video out of the way first. We all had a great time in the city last night. Everyone on Bourbon Street loved the puppies. They got a nice long walk around the French Quarter, and then we're very good in the car while I went out with one of my cousins and checked out what New Orleans has to offer. So before we go, I wanted to get a few tips in to you guys about what you can do on these long road trips with big stretches of driving to help minimize the damage on your body. There are a few things. Now, first of all, cruise control is, of course, one of your best friends on this because it allows you to get out of the same position that you've been in forever. And, of course, whenever the Google cars show up on a regular basis, we won't have to worry about this much at all. But until then, as far as seat levels, I mean, you can see all this stuff I've got back here. I can't really move my seat back much. I typically like it about where it is, which is pretty much vertical, but I know some people like it a little bit further back. What I would recommend, though, is that you make it so that your head is able to touch the headrest, or as they call it, what is it, the whiplash protector. So your head's able to touch that, and you can use that as a gauge. So you don't want it to be pushing your head forward, you want it to be in a nice neutral position, you don't want your head to be forward of it. So if you're leaned way back with your seat, but your neck is coming off the head protector, then you'd want to adjust the seat so that you're able to keep it there. One, that takes off some of the pressure of using the muscles to keep the head up, and two, you're able to set from there in that nice neutral position. So you can set your mirror, both the rear view mirror and the side mirrors, and so you set those at that neutral position, and all of a sudden, anytime you move forward, just as it might be your own habit, you are able to correct, because you'll see in the mirrors, which you're hopefully using a lot when you're on the road, that you are out of position and you just reset it. It's just a nice tip. I read, even after I started doing it, I read in a magazine, but everyone should do it. Alright, so once you've got that, you can get out of the pedal position because you're on cruise control, cross your legs, so that changes the angle that you're seated at, and so all of a sudden you're able to push up from the side instead of just down. So it changes the angle on your hips and just changes what you're able to do as far as engaging muscles. And so that'll give that a little bit of a break. I use that, probably a couple times an hour, just for a minute or so. And then you can also put your feet under the pedals and press up. So that takes all the pressure off your butt, changes the pressure on your lower back. So right now I'm about 2 or 3 inches above my seat, and you're engaging the quads and the calves a bit. And so that just gives different muscles a chance to work, get some of the pressure off the butt, and all of a sudden, in the hamstrings, and all of a sudden you're able to change that blood flow, do a couple contractions off and on, and so you get the blood flowing and some of the toxins cleared. Then you can do some stretches. So again, keeping your eyes on the road. Now, the point here isn't necessarily to crack your back, but what you want to do is stretch out the muscles of your back that help with rotation, spinal trunk rotation. And of course, you can do some neck stuff, ups, downs, side to side. And when you get to rest stops, make sure you're doing some full squats, and make sure you're doing some sort of forward bends and arches, because you want to get that back in different position than it's been stuck in for the last 2-3 hours. And of course, the full squatting position is much better than what you've been in a seated position for hours, as far as you just want to do something different, something that your body hasn't done, that limited range of motion, and so all of a sudden you're keeping your full range of motion by doing those squats and just reminding the body what it needs to be doing. Alright, so that's it for this one. We're going to get going, and next time I'll update, I'll be in Texas.